A pleasant day, everyone. Welcome to Bears and Bulls. I'm your host, Riva Galveztan. Today we have a very special guest, as always. We always have a special guest. Anyway, we have Mr. Kirk Damasco. He is the co-owner of Getblued. If you don't know yet, well, Ateneo won the championships, UAAP basketball, juniors and seniors last week. Am I right? Yeah, last week. And it's very timely that we have Kirk here to talk about his business, which is related to tapping the university market. So, I mean, as you know, Ateneo and La Salle has this really great rivalry. Although this year, of course, La Salle didn't get into the finals, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, we'll really focus on the market that Kirk is focusing on, which is the Ateneo market, or maybe beyond that. So welcome to the show, Kirk.
Yeah. Hi, good morning, Riva.
Yeah.
And thanks for inviting me here.
Oh, sure.
Good morning to everyone.
You're very much welcome.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk about Getblued first.
Yeah.
Well, of course, people don't know yet, but maybe a lot of people don't know what Getblued is. I mean, the general public, Ateneans are probably aware of it, but maybe you can tell us about the company.
Yeah, Getblued actually started in one of the organizations of Ateneo. It's called the Ateneo Management Association. So back in 2006, when we were still third-year students, the organization had a challenge, an entrepreneurial challenge. One of the tasks of the challenge was to design, sell, and manufacture shirts. The proceeds at that time went to Gawad Kalinga. We were part of a group. My business partner and I were part of that group. And then that was July. The sales were really good because it was well marketed, etc., etc. And the 4 teams which participated in that challenge earned 100,000 each. And Ken and I, Ken is our business partner, decided that why don't we try doing the business on our own.
Yeah.
Anyway, we sort of knew how to do it. We sort of knew what the mechanics and what the dynamics of the business are. So come November of that year, we joined the bazaar, and that was actually our first business venture.
But how did you feel about entering the clothing business? I mean, right now, you know, it's an industry that's very easy to enter. Like anyone can just, you know, create a shirt, and it's actually just a matter of course, how do you market it, like any other business. But I mean, what really triggered you, like, okay, let's get into this shirt business, although you know that, you know, it's highly competitive?
Well, actually, at the start, it wasn't really a serious thing. It was more of a hobby for my friends.
So let's do it for fun.
Let's do it for fun, let's do it for money, etc., etc. And then later on, we discovered that there is indeed a market for shirts or for university apparel. Especially in Ateneo, where in the school pride and passion is so high.
Of course.
You know how that is like.
Yeah, of course.
And we were kind of lucky to have been introduced to key people, especially to the office of the Loyola School's bookstore, where we are currently selling our merchandise. We were one of the suppliers in the bookstore, and up to now we're still there. So a key to any business, as you all know, is distribution.
Of course. Like if it's not accessible to people, how will
that's something that we had because, I mean, by luck or by network, it worked for us. Yeah.
But of course, you knew that there were existing stores selling shirts already. So how did you think of, you know, okay, maybe we can actually compete against them or innovate a bit? I mean, what was the concept behind that?
Yeah, key to that is innovation, siguro, because at that time, the school shirts were very classic, were very vintage. And then there are days when, for instance, we would feel that we don't like wearing the shirt because it's too formal. So therefore, my business partner...
It's too expressive of like the school seal and everything. Like, it doesn't look very fashionable.
Yeah. My business partner and I thought of a way to kind of tweak the way shirts are done, meaning what shirts would we wear or what shirts would students wear in school every day.
Did you actually create a survey on this, or was it very personal?
Our first shirt actually was said as it had the text, "I am a self-confessed Ateneoholic." So even I myself was surprised at the design that we came out with, but apparently students appreciated the effort, the fact that a new kind of shirts were being produced. So
you actually you were actually able to establish a connection, like an emotional rapport with the students.
Because I think it worked for them because it's something new, and it's working now because it's something which is sustaining itself. It's just something
And it's
to
very
stay with.
relevant.
Yeah.
But how are you able to, like, in terms of designing, what is the process? Do you follow any theme, or is it just all based on your personal experience? Do you ask around? What is your method of, creating all these designs?
Well, we try to come out with designs, at least one design per month. And then the designing process is usually just, it's my business partner and I and another partner. I tell him or he tells me that, oh, Kirk, we need to come up with a design. The theme would be, kunwari, SSP Centennial of Ateneo.
Yeah.
Sabi niya, okay, Kirk, think of lines or think of things that you want to be placed on the shirt. And then we talk about it, we discuss it, and then he would actually design it on the computer.
Right then and there.
Right there and then.
So
and then,
there's no FGD or focus group discussion or whatnot. Oh, wow.
It kind of works for us because the kind of business that we are in is related or is focused on Ateneo. And since we're Ateneans, we came from the school, we more or less know what the culture is like. What designs would click, what designs would not click.
So actually being a student in Ateneo really helped you, think of all these personal experiences and maybe, what you really felt while being in the school or studying in the school.
On the bigger concept of business, I think that's why it's important really to know your market.
Yeah, actually, I was saying tapping the university. It's very, very specific. And come to think, actually, I'm very curious to ask, have you had like a study on how many number of Ateneans are actually into this kind? I mean, of course, there are many Ateneans, alumni, current, or future Ateneans who are part of your market. But have you actually had a look at the numbers of these kinds of people?
On how many actually bought the shirt?
Or how many are actually your potential? I mean, of course, you'll say everyone from from future, past, and present, but I'm sure there's a specific number.
Yeah, if you just look at for instance, the current number of enrollees in Ateneo. In college, I think it's 2,000. And then there's also the high school, and then there's the grade school.
And then did you count like per batch, like
per
since
batch,
1950?
Well, at the end of the day, it's just a matter of reaching them. So.
Yeah. Actually, well, I mean, I was just really thinking about school.